So, when Ed just said we have a little bit more about the last song we heard, we have in the studio with us Javier Starks. What's poppin', Javier?
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good?
So I got to be honest, it's my favorite song. I'm waiting for you to do the music video. I don't know if I got to finance it or what, but I need that video in my life.
Music video is definitely coming soon. Been talking with quite a few videographers in the area. Really just want to line up with someone who sees the vision and the importance of the music more than just an opportunity to make something that's politically charged based on the times, you know. So yeah,
No
it's
doubt.
coming though.
And so this is obviously that song, along with others, gets played here on PFW pretty often. I remember actually the first time I heard that song was on Soul Controllers when I was sitting in with Ed one day, many moons ago. So what's going on? What projects do you have in the works? Upcoming events?
Well, you know, just got back from Lebanon. For everyone who doesn't know, I teach MCing to the youth. Been doing that for quite a while now. Actually, you know, to show the youth the value of music, how it affects them, how they can use it, and just giving them a voice, you know, creating a voice for the voiceless. Besides that, you know, I'm looking to launch my own nonprofit to work in conjunction with other nonprofits I'm working with. But musically, man, just staying busy, you know. Like I said, just got back from Lebanon. Met with some MCs out there, back here in the States. I'm working with some up-and-coming producers from a label called Selection. And then for my LP, I got Robert Glasper on deck and working with, oh my God. Jeez, it's just amazing, man. They show me so much love. Yeah, so, you know, co-producing that, co-writing that, just looking to lock in some really dope features. But hip-hop fused with jazz, all live instrumentation for the LP, taking it to the next level. Really just experimenting and having fun, no pun intended, experiment. But yeah, man, just staying busy, man, you know, as fresh as possible, just doing new things, fresh things.
So what? There's a new single out, right? I know you were talking to me about it. I feel like it's an international artist is working on something. Maybe it's not out yet?
Nah, it's my newest song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a song that's like experimental. It's a new genre of music. I don't know if that's really possible, but they call it a new genre of music. Created by a producer by the name of Shango Beats, who runs that Selection label. It's called Future R&B, at least that's what they call it. Some people call it. And it's a fusion of hip-hop, R&B, soul, and dance music all at once. So, you know, the song is called Loving It. It's a tribute to beautiful women mentally and, you know, physically. And I'm excited about it, really excited about it. I put a preview of it on my Instagram. Y'all can check that out, but y'all will pray. I think y'all like it.
And I know you've got a show coming up in January at the Kennedy Center, right?
Yeah, man, rocking at the Kennedy Center, dude. It's such an honor. Like, you know, I was talking to one of the students that I used to mentor skateboarding, you know, and skateboarding today, and I was like, yo, you know, I'm rocking the Kennedy Center. And he was like, yo, you know, no one's doing that. You know, you're inspiring a lot of people here in Maryland because you're doing what nobody else is doing. And you don't curse in any of your music, and that really touched me because I think that all the time. You know, I'm doing what no one else is doing, but for someone else, you know, younger, much younger than me, to be like, yo, you're inspiring us, dude, and you're doing it your way. You know, it's dope. You know, the Kennedy Center on the 20th, the Millennium Stage, an hour-long set. You know, rocking. Gonna have a live band. Got a couple guests. Then me slide through. My man Keon Harold. The whole trumpet player just got up to Rihanna, Eminem. It's like the people that I'm just working with. So beautiful. I'm just blessed, man. But overall, you guys should just come out. Millennium Stage is a free show, man. That's what's crazy, you know. And I'm sure Kennedy Center is probably not accustomed to having so many hip-hop performances there. So, yeah, man, it's going to be something dope.
You're listening to WPFW Washington. In the studio with Javier Starks. So, tell us a little bit about Lebanon. I actually was there with you on the trip. I mentioned it at the top of the show. But tell people about what you were in Lebanon doing and kind of your experience.
Lebanon is an incredible place with wonderful people. It is more often than not prejudged and assume that the people are violent and destructive and malicious, and that is not the case. They welcomed us, they embraced us, they showed us so much love. So for me, who was there teaching MCing to youth who had maybe not experienced hip-hop from America directly for the first time, despite a language barrier, for there to be such synergy and harmony amongst us, it was just beautiful, man. Like, we had a translator who was breaking down some of the things that, well, everything that I was saying, and just to see the transformation, you know, to go from, you know, these small miniature spirits, quiet, you know, blah, 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 to, yo, I'm on the stage and I speak for my country type MCs. Like, it was beautiful, man. And that was something that I was able to do with them in just a few days. So, like, yo, but outside of the classes, like, the people were just beautiful in general, even in Tripoli, where, like, you could still see buildings that have been, like, blown up and blown out and shot down, and people who had been beat down and just downtrodden, living in turmoil, and they were still happy. Like, I saw a group of kids, it was like 40, 50 kids just walking in the line. I was like, oh, cute kids, you know, because I work at a school with, like, young kids, and I was like, oh, cute kids. And then when God turns around, he's like, yeah, they're orphans. And it's like, wow. You know, it just puts things into perspective. Like, they can't even drink their own water in that country. Like, even they drink bottled water there. So, like, to come back to America, it's like, yo, wow, water. You know, it's like, you just, at least me, myself, I try to learn from the things that I experience. So, like, you know, I have a deeper appreciation for things. I'm already a very simple person, but I appreciate things more after that experience. And I'm grateful that I was able to go and grateful to make new friends and new family.
Yeah, I'm really glad you were able to make the time to be able to come, because we got a chance to meet with this organization that's based in Lebanon named Cross Arts, and basically they're an arts-based organization that works through hip hop, but also other art forms. And like Hav said, we were really interested in bringing master level artists to do direct instruction, because most of the classes that they teach are self-taught. So, you know, if a student's really good at one thing, he or she teaches another student, or they learn through the internet. So being able to send master level artists meant they could have an instructor for those 3 days, and that then culminated in a performance. So when Hav's talking about people kind of being MCs who didn't really know how to hold the mic or how to command a stage, those seem like kind of simple things, but if you've never had someone challenge the way that you present your craft, who you see as an expert, growth takes longer. So one of the things we were really able to do was to give kind of an infusion of experience and knowledge thanks to Javier. And so I know you've been teaching MCing for quite a while, and I remember the first time I saw you perform, it was at a DC Loves Dilla, and I'm pointing at his t-shirt because he's wearing it. Big shout out to Munch.
Dilla, right.
I saw you performing Busta Rhymes, and I was like, okay, he's going to perform Busta. And you rocked that joint.
Word, respect. Yeah.
And so I'd say, you know, your energy level is always... tell me about your approach to MCing, because you talk about it in your songs, and part of it I know is that it's profanity free, but it seems like it's more than that. Right?
Yeah. No. It's definitely not about just not cursing. You know, it's like I'm a human being. I'm imperfect. I curse at times. You know, we all have flaws, but for the music, when it comes to it being curse free and positive and uplifting, the goal is to show the youth that you don't have to compromise your integrity to be successful. When it comes to writing from the perspective of a lyricist, cursing to me, especially when used overzealously, is like scribbling to a master painter. So if Michelangelo is doing the Sistine Chapel and he's like, oh, I just didn't figure out how to do this face, so I'm gonna just scribble some eyes right here. It's like, yo, we'll throw it all off. So like, to me, it's about the craft and really like expanding your audience. Like, yo, because I don't curse in any of my songs, I can play my music anywhere. You know, Like, I've been able to play this music for pre-K. Like, I work at Georgetown Day School, and they were like, yo, kick some verses. And it's like first graders. And I'm just kicking the same verses I kick for grown men who listen to De La or Tribe, or cats who listen to, you know, modern artists like Kendrick. And kids were just rocking to it. So I know third graders who know my lyrics word for word. They took the songs home, and they're like, yo, my family was listening to your music. You know, it's crazy, man, you know.
And to that point, so one of the reasons why I invited you to come to Lebanon is because the MCs that were engaged by Cross Arts, literally the language you just used, the people that ran the organization went to the MCs and said, look, you can keep making the music that you're making for a really small audience, or you can change how you tell your story so that it can be listened to by children and grandparents. So when you come and you bring your standard CD that you hand out to people, they can play it in the school that we're visiting, in the cafeteria, and everyone can listen to it. And there's nothing that's got to be edited because you made it for a mass audience. And that's not just about profanity, that's about strategy.
Right. Yeah, man, that was beautiful. Yeah, we did an impromptu performance at a school out there, and, yo, afterwards, the whole school was like, yo, we love you. Not like, and it's not like the Americans say, yo, we love you, like shallow, we love you. It's like, yo, we love you, like we appreciate you. And then they played the sample CD that I give to everyone throughout the entire school. It's like, yo, how beautiful is that? Like, how many MCs can say that their music is really reaching everyone without corrupting them, without, you know, bringing them down? You know, I'm not making a living off of, you know, destroying the people who listen to it. I'm feeding you guys, you know, maybe not necessarily a mentality through me forcing my way of life upon you, but just giving you an experience, like opening your eyes to it, you know, just. This
is my last question before we get out of here. What was the inspiration for War Cry? Because you said, you know, you don't make music that's being driven by just what's happening today.
Right.
So what was the motivation?
I mean, I'm a black man, so you know, my experiences. I've been charged for crimes that I have not committed. I've been arrested twice, and neither time was I guilty of it. You know, I've seen my friends been beaten by the cops. I've experienced the streets. You know, so and even now, you know, it's like with everyone talking about how it's not about race. It's like, yo, but like when I walk the streets, even though I don't smoke, drink, sell, any of that stuff, I still don't feel safe. And that's just something that we as blacks are accustomed to. So when you speak upon the situation as far as the system is concerned with the other races, do you feel as though when you're engaging with a police officer that your life may end at any moment? And it's like, yo, that's just something that's normal. It's like, yo, you know, if I say the wrong thing, this police officer might bust me over the head right now. You know, why? Because I'm black. You know, so War Cry, the first line was, they put my ancestors on the slave ships. A new meaning for the words moving weight, because we always talk about moving weight like selling drugs. But yo, they shipped how many of us from another country? So who's really moving weight? Not to mention, you know, the prison industrial complex, and who's bringing the drugs into the United States. But we won't go there. So who's moving weight? But War Cry is a bunch of, you know, statements, really just things to make you think. You know, all my songs are things to make you think, and I touch on all bases, all genres, you know, all that good stuff.
Let our listeners get all your social media.
I try to keep it really simple. You can find me on anything almost under Javier. That was the biggest, you know, almost everything. Javier, Starks. Javier, like Spanish Javier. And then Starks, like Iron Man's last name, but with an S on the end. And yeah, I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Those primarily. You know, check me out. You know, I was just featured on CNN, and y'all, I've been doing some really beautiful things, man. Check it out, please. Just tell some people about hip hop that's not, you know, negative. Something that's beautiful.
And definitely stay tuned, because Javier's getting ready to work on what is it? A Kickstarter or something. One of those platforms to try to get him to South by Southwest, and he's going to need you all to invest in an artist who's really trying to do what we all talk about. Javier Starks, thanks so much for coming in this evening.
I appreciate you.
We're going to go ahead and go back to this next mix. You're listening to WPFW 89.3 the fifth element, part of Decipher, we represent knowledge, and that's my homie over there, Bushhead Ed on the boards.
Bushhead Ed, what up, dude?
Look at me, I found a type of love. They said
that was cool.